What is up, Flosstube? Thank you for joining me tonight. It's Friday the 20th. I am Haley. This is my Flosstube channel, the Brigham House Stitcher. And I've got whips, I've got haul, I've got a project bag to show you, and believe it or not, I have a new start. I know. Did I need to start it? No. I was bored. Okay? All right. So, let's see. Where should we start? Should we start with the project bag first? Yes, I think we should because it's beautiful. Okay. As you know, if you've been here for a while, I buy lots and lots of fabric for my sister to make me project bags out of, and she finally made me one. Yeah, I'm so excited. Okay, I'm gonna show you the back first because I don't want the surprise. So there's the back, and isn't that beautiful fabric? There's the back, and there's the inside. Beautiful fabric. Oh, gorgeous. Oh, here's what she did for me. She took my spring hair cross stitch and she turned it into a project bag for me. Look at that, isn't that so cute? She did this border here out of this beautiful fabric. She's still learning how to do project bags, but I love it. Look, isn't he so handsome? And I mean, it's a beautiful project bag. I love it so much. I want more. I want more. Yeah. So, love it. I guess while we're talking about fabric and project bags, I'll show you what I just recently bought this past weekend. I got a fat quarter of that for a project bag. How beautiful is that? I only got one of these because they only had one, but I also have this in green, so I'm sure we can do something with it. And then I got this one. Gorgeous. So pretty. And this one. Let's see. So pretty. And then I stumbled upon this fabric. Is that not so gorgeous? So gorgeous. I got a yard of that one, but there's two in here. So we have it in white, and then we also have it in gray. White, gray. I had to have both. I had to. Okay, I didn't really need to, but I mean, come on, look at the blues in that. Look at that. Isn't that going to be a beautiful project bag? And then, hello, it's just, I got a yard of each. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Let's see. Moda Fabrics, of course. Apparently I love everything that Moda does. Gorgeous. My fabric tote is ever increasing, and I don't do a thing with it. And then we went to a yard sale, and I saw these napkins, and I thought they would be good for stitching on. I mean, I don't know what they are, what count or what, I mean, it was a yard sale. But I thought, you know, hey, if you got a little project that you want to do, anyways, there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those. And I think I got the whole stack for 50 cents, I think. So I was like, hey, why not? It's got a grid on there. You can stitch that. You can stitch that. Okay. So that's the haul. And that's my project bag. Maybe I'll do, oh well, I did these this morning because I was doing an experiment. Okay, story time. Because we're training a new person, they needed to be on an opening shift. And because of the nature of blah, 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 I've been working a weird schedule this week. I usually open, but today I had to close. So I went in at noon. Do you know how much time you can waste when you usually go in at 7:45 and then you go in at noon? I did everything to get ready for this video. I did some cross stitching, and then I still had an hour before work. And I was like, well, I've already gotten ready for the YouTube video, so I can't stitch on anything because it'll be different than what my pictures are. So I did a little experiment. I made fabric. I need to cut the things, but fabric needle binders. My fingers are huge. But anyways, without putting the plastic on there, I just pulled out some fabric that I had and made some fabric needle binders without the plastic on front. And I'm going to try them with some magnets and see if those are good needle binders, because that's another new hobby I picked up. Okay. I'm debating on doing my schedule or showing you my new start. Let's start with the new start, shall we? Let's just do it, okay? And then we'll get into the old reliables. So I'm sitting here in my room after everything is ready, and I have an hour to go before I have to go to work. And I'm like, well, let's start a new project. You want to, and you've got to get some of it get going and done because it's a Halloween one. I wanted to do a Halloween whip. I think that's on my bucket list, my cross stitch bucket list. So I was like, yeah, let's do a Halloween one. So I bought 2 Prairie Schooler Halloween ones when I was at Stitch West. And I had 2 and I picked this one to start. I bought 2 and I picked this one. Trick or Treat by the Prairie Schooler. I thought the house was super cute. The other one that I got, there are 2 trees that go up here, and it was a lot of black. And I was like, you know what? I don't really want to do that. I don't want to do a lot of block stitching. So I chose this one, and I think the house is really cute. And I pulled from my stash. It's Lugana PTP in Morky, M-O-R-K-Y, the color. It's 28 count. I don't know if you can figure out what that color is. So I'm just leaving it in the hoop because it's just a small start. But I'm going to show you the fabric first. That's a lot of modeling. I've never done anything this modeled before, so I think it's good to try it out on a Halloween one because I think it'll go fine. And then that's a Vampire Diaries needle minder, appropriate I think, and that's my little start. It's that little witch trick-or-treater in the middle. So yeah, I just pulled it out and started stitching, and I like it. I think it's fun. And my sister, she goes, I know why you started a Halloween one. It's because you want me to make you a Halloween project bag. And I'm like, yes, I need one. I need you to make one, please. Okay, so for my schedule, I have a project for every day of the week, and then I have a work project, and then I have a bedtime project. So let's do the bedtime project first, because that has been touched 4 times since my last video. It doesn't get touched all the time, but 4 times since the last video I think is pretty good. Okay. This is what I keep it in next to my bed. It's Shadows on the Moon from the book Creepy Cross Stitch by Lindsay Swearingen. That's the book. You can stay there. That's what it's going to look like. I'm not doing it on black Ada. I'm doing it on linen in the colorway Blue Wing. It's 28 count. I'm doing it for my smalls exchange for Stitch West in October. So I need to get a little bit more serious about that. Now, fair warning, a lot of the pictures that I'm showing tonight are slightly blurry. Okay? I just didn't do a great job with photos last time, okay? We all know I'm not great at the editing. So there's where it was last time. And here is where it's at now. I was finally able to pick up the missing colors. Went to Hobby Lobby last weekend and picked up the missing colors, so now I can really start to fill in. So, as you can see, I counted right for the first time in a long time. I counted right. The bat is exactly where it's supposed to be. The spacing is perfect. I counted right. So, I mean, slowly but surely, that's not impressive for 4 nights of work, but if I'm just doing like 1 thread a night, I'm exhausted. When I come home from work, I am exhausted. Dealing with customers, dealing with associates, I'm exhausted. Okay, next let's do the work whip that I take, because that one has seen the most work. That one gets the most love. Okay, this is the Inheritance by the Cross-Eyed Cricket, designed by Vicki Hastings. So it's this one. And excuse me. It's at the very bottom. I forgot to take a picture of it from the last video, so I had to take a screenshot from the last video. So there's where it was the last time you saw it. Again, blurry video. Sorry. I mean, blurry photo. It is what it is. So I had finished the quilt and was starting on the woman and her basket. So there's where it was last time. And here is where I'm at now. Nearly done with her, just need to finish her head and neck. And I've done the back stitching in the quilt, and so that whole section is nearly done. Here's where things have gone downhill a bit. Okay, so if she's done, then she's done, right? I mean, she looks pretty good. That could be it. I could be done with her. Once I finish her head and her neck, this piece could be done, right? Do the initials and the year. This could be done. However, she has a background, those X's, and don't they look muted? Don't they look faded? Don't they look like this is a memory? Doesn't it look like this piece is supposed to be a memory? The colors for the background, I stitched what colors I had for the background, but let me pull them for you. Okay? That's not it. This and this. Okay, if you can see those, that is like baby blue. That is like baby pink. And that's an okay purple, but it's these are baby colors. These colors look like they belong in a nursery. I know there's a lot of glare right now. These colors, I started stitching them like next to her because that's where they are. They stand out so much. Like, I did 2 X's of each color because that's how much one thread was. And I hated it. I hated it so much. I was like, yeah, okay, if I was putting this in a baby's room, that would be perfect. But it's not going to be in a baby's room. It's for my sister to hang up in her house. She is a 40-plus-year-old woman, not a baby. Okay? So my sister was like, just be done with her. Finish her head and her neck, do the initials and the year, which we were having a debate about that. The initials here are VCH and then the year, right? 1988. Maybe that's why they're faded. Maybe the color's changed or it's been a couple of years. But my sister was like, no, you're going to put my initials there. I'm like, that's not how cross stitch works. The person who makes it puts their initials in it. That's their signature. And she's like, why would you put your initials on there? I'm like, if you made a quilt for me, you wouldn't put my name on there, or you would say, for Haley by Malia. Anyway, she's like, well, why don't you do your initials on one side and do mine on the other? I'm like, okay, we can compromise on that. But faded memory, right? Baby's nursery. I couldn't do that. So either she's done, no background, but I think the background adds to that. I think it is beautiful. So I picked some other colors that I had in my stash. Some muted colors. Maybe I need to take them out. This is a grayish brown. It's coming across as pinkish purplish. I thought that was good for like a muted. This is a gray, not a bright gray. This is a cream. I think it matches pretty well with the fabric, so it would blend in really well. And then like a dusty kind of. So either I do the background in those 4 colors or I don't do the background. So you guys tell me what you think. No background and she's done, or faded memory. That's what I'm calling it, faded memory. Okay. My sister's happy to have it. No background. I think it needs something. As the stitcher, I think it lends itself better to that. Right now it's okay. It's not a wow piece, if you know what I mean. It's not a wow piece. Okay. So there's the work stitch. Okay. Now, Monday is the primitive village. And the way that I've worked on this in the past is that I work on the current month. I do January in January, I do May in May, and I do June in June. But I think because I'm trying to be consistent with it, is what it's gonna look like. Because I'm trying to be consistent with it, I think I should just work on 1 month until it's done. So July is coming up very soon, but I'm still gonna work on June. I mean, every time I look at it, I'm like, it's so cute. August house. Oh, look at August. How pretty is that house? Okay, so that's what it's gonna look like. This is what it looked like the last time you saw it. So I was just working on a little bit on the house in June. It looked like a pencil last time. Oh, where's my card? Tell you all the details about it. Primitive Months of the Year Village by NARAxStitchPatterns on Etsy. I started it May 2024. It's on a 16 count Zweigart Ada gridded. I'm using DMC and stitching 2/1. I don't have stats on the other stuff. Did I tell you what was? I don't think I did. On the work whip, I didn't say what the fabric was. Okay, here's where it's at now. So I just worked on filling in the house, working on the house. Not a ton of progress got done. But, I mean, a little bit of progress is better than none. And that's what's been happening with it. Oh. So a little bit of progress goes a long way. You can tell that there's a house forming there, which there wasn't a house before. So we're taking the win, peeps. We're taking the win. Okay. Oops. There we go. Okay. Tuesday. Tuesday is creation. All right. Are you over here? Yes, you are. Okay. Let me, by the looks of it, you wouldn't think that I was trying to get ready for it before work today. Okay. Creation by Praying Hands. This is what it's supposed to look like. This is what it looked like the last time you saw it. And this is where it's at now. I'm leaving it in the hoop because, I mean, I'm just going to. So we got some work done. Okay, let's see, where were we last time? We hadn't finished the tree, so the tree is now finished. And the motifs up top are finished except for this bit here. And I worked on Adam, however, I made a mistake. His face is supposed to be the same color as his arms, but I made it the same color as his, like, torso, which I just wasn't paying attention. So I gotta finish him so he doesn't look like an alien anymore. I'm almost done with the whole top, and then I worked on some of the letters because I was like, bust them out. Come on, get this thing done. This one, I believe, is the closest to a finish. And I just need to bust it out and get it done and be done with it, right? Just bust it out and be done. That's what I need to do. But I think it looks good. I really like the colors in the alphabet. I like it a lot. So hopefully next time he will be done and she will be done. That's my goal. Finish the top and then we'll finish the bottom later. So there's that one. Okay. Let's see. Wednesday is Rivendell. Welcome to Rivendell. Okay, let's see. Oh, I didn't tell you what the other one was stitched on. My bad. I'm a mess tonight, apparently. Okay, this is Welcome to Rivendell by CountryMagicStitch. Started December 2024. It's on 28 count Zweigart Lugana. DMC stitch 2/1. Oh, that's why. That's what it's going to look like. This is what it looked like last time. Last time we were at 1,199 stitches. We were at out of 22,528. We were at 5.32% done. This time we're at 1,411 stitches, 6.26% done. I'm not making tons of leeway on this one. I'm just not. I need to move into a more interesting area. If I don't start to find interest in this piece, I'm going to put it away again. So I think I'm going to move down and try to get the building done. Well, not get it done, but like get into that area because I'm bored. I'm bored with it. All right. If only I had a fancy new project bag to put this in. Here's the thing. This is not the project for my brand new fancy project bag. It's just not, because I'm not feeling it. I'm not enjoying it. And I'm also leaving it in the hoop because it's all that's been done. So I did a little bit more of the mountain area. I only did about 300 stitches, 300 or 400 stitches on this. So just a little bit of fill in on the waterfall and mountain area, and that is it. You can see that I'm bored. Not enjoying the stitch all that much. So hopefully I can move down into the building and find some joy in it. But yeah, not the project from a brand new fancy project bag. Not the one. All right. Thursday is the name of Jesus. Okay. This is the name of Jesus by My Big Toe. Started December 11th, 2024. It's 32 count Lugana in the color almond. Floss is DMC 2/1. I changed all the colors. The original colors. I didn't like the brown and red. But because I changed the colors, I now have some problems. Okay. We'll get into that in a minute. This is what it's going to look like. See, it's just brown and red. is not very, I mean, it's cool looking, but it's not super pretty in my eyes, or to my taste, I should say. So that's what it's going to look like. This is what it looked like last time you saw it. So I got the first full name done, and then I was working on the border on top. Last time we were at 2,956 stitches out of 25,905. We were at 11.41% done. This time we're at 3,175 stitches, 12.26% done. That's a terrible picture, by the way. That does not do it justice. Okay, so the thought process is all of the names in green, then all of like the branchy things in brown, because hello, they need to be, but for some reason, instead of doing the border brown here, keeping it brown and red because those are the colors I chose, instead of keeping that brown and red, I went red, and now these things up top here, I know it's blurry. I can't do them in red unless I want the whole thing to be red. See? So I got to come up with another color. But anyways, here's where I'm at now. I got that whole top bit done except for that flower bit that goes on top, or that embellishment. I could do it in red. I absolutely could. I could do it in green. My thought process for the colors is kind of like Christmas colors, right? Because it's Christ. But what about a gold? What do you think about a gold? I think that would look pretty good. It would look like a crown. Now that I'm looking at it in the camera. It could look like a crown. We could do that. We could look for a gold. Maybe I'll do one, see how I like it, and then decide at that point. I mean, choices. All I've got is choices. Okay, that was Thursday. Friday is the Governor's Palace. Which it is getting beat up inside. It was a kit that I picked up when I was in Colonial Williamsburg. That's what it's going to look like. It's designed by Ceil Humphreys. Kit fabric, kit floss. And I continue to forget. I continue to forget the pattern at work. I just don't think of it, you know. So here's where it was last time. I know it doesn't look like much, but I had worked in here doing a half stitch to begin with to fill in the driveway, because you don't need the pattern for the driveway. You know exactly what color it's going to be and how many stitches there are. You don't need to count. So that's where I've been working. So I did a half stitch there, and I just continued on there because the pattern's at work. So here's where it's at now. I worked on filling in some more. Yeah, we'll fold that in. continued on with a half stitch, almost past the island, and then started with the stitch going the other way. So I know it's not impressive, but it is progress. So that's the driveway. It's what I just keep telling myself. It's progress. Whether it's one thread or two, it's progress. Which a lot of these projects weren't getting tons of progress just sitting on my shelf. Okay, let's talk about a new pattern that I wanted to buy. So at this yard sale, they have free magazines, and somebody had donated a bunch of old cross-stitch magazines or craft magazines from the 90s. And there's a pattern in there that my sister fell in love with and I thought was really cute too. A lot of my cross-stitch decisions, patterns, are based on what she would hang up in her house. Because I live in her house. And if she's not going to hang it up, like, what's the point of me stitching it, right? If we're not going to do anything with it, what's the point of me stitching it? So, there was a pattern that we fell in love with. I made a copy so I could work with it. It's called Quilt Sampler. And I can't remember exactly which one of these magazines it came from. I don't think it was Cross Stitch and Country Craft. I don't think it was that. I think it was one of these Craft Works from 1992. Look at that. Look at that cover. Oh my goodness, these magazines are a riot. Yeah. Okay. This one's from 1991. Look at that. Oh, there it is right there. Okay. From 1991. So it's... Let me gather my things here. But like, look at that. Isn't that cute? It's different block techniques for quilting, which my sister is learning at this time. So she really likes it, and I was like, well, I can stitch that. So it's Quilt Sampler, designed by Janlin. Yeah. Okay. So it's designed by Janlin, and I don't know if I can find it. Anyways, they have the patterns in the center of the magazine, and where is it? Oh, for heaven's sakes. Anyways, it's tiny. It's the size of a magazine. Okay, so that's the pattern that you get in the magazine. It's not in here. But I took it to work and I tried to blow it up. So this is the blown up version. Okay, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, this is impossible to read. I mean, look at how dark the copy job is because the magazine is old. So I was like, okay, well, I'll just get color pencils and I'll color in each symbol. That took forever and it hurt my eyes, and I was like, this is ridiculous. I cannot do this. I cannot do it that way. So I went online and I typed in Quilt Sampler by Janlin, and it popped up, there's an actual printed copy of it. And I was like, okay, go on Etsy. I find one and I message the seller and I say, hey, I have the same pattern from a magazine, but it's very difficult to read. So is your pattern easy to read? And she goes, yes, it's readable. I'm like, okay, great. And then I buy it. Okay. Then after I've purchased it, she messages me back and she's like, hey, I just wanted to clarify on the readability of the chart. It's pretty small, it's readable, but I need magnifiers or magnifying glass to read it because I have bad eyes. I'm like, I've already purchased it. And she's like, yeah, do you still want it? I was like, send it. Send it. I was just like, I was really annoyed that I was like, what's the size? Is it readable? And she's like, yes, it's readable. And then I buy it and she's like, it might not be as readable as I said it was. I'm like, what's your problem? Anyways, I got it in the mail today. Okay, got it in the mail today. And I'm just going to show you because I think it's smaller than my blown up version. I'm pretty sure. Let's see. Yes, it is slightly smaller than my copy version. There's the pattern. Can you read those symbols? Maybe I need to like blow this one up at work, or maybe like take a scan and try to put it into what's it called? My brain is saying StitchRx, and that's not it. The app that you do the cross stitching in. Anyways, maybe that's what I'll do. I don't know, but I mean, not going to be doing this for a while. But they had some cute patterns in the magazine. Here's a Home Sweet Home one. How cute is that? Super cute. And then my sister liked this one. It's a kitchen. And it says, my kitchen has too little space and nothing's ever in its place. Before another day is through, I'll do the chores that I must do. But in the meantime, just for me, I think I'll have a cup of tea. She would like me to stitch that one for her as well. That one's not going to be for a while. And then there was another one, a sampler. Look how cute that one is. I really like that one. That one is Colonial Sampler designed by Art Salome. I thought that was cute. So those are some patterns I took from the magazines, the old magazines. A lot of them were very 90s inspired, very of the time. So that's the story with that. Okay, let's get to Let Freedom Ring. Now, I continue to find that Saturday is the hardest day to get stitching done. I've got to run errands. We do flood irrigation, and they only get flood irrigation twice a week. So like the whole city's on a rotation, and their time is Saturday at 2. So we've got to do water, and like we only have an hour. So like you've got to get the entire yard front and back in 1 hour. And it's just like, there's hard, and then you're tired. By the time you come in, you're wet, hot, tired. You just take a shower, and then you just want to sit for the rest of the day. So Saturday is proving to be a very difficult day to get stitching done. So maybe I need to rethink my Let Freedom Ring day. Maybe put like Creation or the Governor's Palace on Saturday. I don't know. Or like have a break. I don't know. You know? Okay. Let Freedom Ring. This is a Ceil hosted by the Crow River Stitcher. Let Freedom Ring by Lila Studio. This is what it's going to look like. If I ever get that far. Now, as of last Saturday, I was supposed to be at 10,992 stitches. I'm at 9,000. So I'm roughly 1,000. Well, last time, well, no, let's do this. I'm all over the place. I'm sorry. Let Freedom Ring by Lila Studio started January 4th, 2025. It's a 28 count Lugana in the color Vintage Mocha using the called for floss, stitching it 2/1. Last time we were at 8,413 stitches out of 35,726. We were at 23.55% done. This time we're at 9,201 stitches. We're at 25.75% done. So we were working on the bell. And tomorrow I'm supposed to be at 11,450 stitches. That's 2,000 stitches that I need to get done on Saturday, but I'm working tomorrow. It's impossible. That's not going to happen. I don't even know if I'm going to touch it tomorrow. Seriously, Saturday is proving to be so difficult. Here's the thing. If I can finish Wendy's wedding whip, then maybe I can move this to Sunday. Okay. So there's where we were. And here's where we are. I made it up to the top border. I did the bell and I made it up to the top border. And then, if you can see by that bell, I tried my hand at 1/1. What are people thinking who do 1/1? I was like, okay, 1/1 is not that hard. I'm doing 2/2. It's not that big a difference. What the heck? I did my first stitch 1/1. I was like, what the fetch? Who wants to do 1/1? It's so tiny. Look at those stitches. I mean, I know that you guys know 2/2 and 1/1 and blah, blah, blah. But look at those stitches. Okay? Look at the size of these stitches, and then look at the size of these stitches. I know it's blurry, I'm sorry. That's one thread right there. The ERTY is one thread. It is so tiny. It is so delicate. And I'm just like, literally this close to it going, maybe I need some readers. I don't know, some magnifiers or something. So tiny. It's adorable. They're the cutest little stitches you've ever seen compared to, you know, Big Mama over here. But stitching that, are you kidding me? And then this whole thing, this is all 1/1. All the words in here. Independence Hall, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 1732, 1753, United States. All of that is 1/1. And I still have all of that 1/1 to do. What the heck? Dude, let me tell you, okay? I don't think I'm going to be done. I don't think I'm going to be able to catch up. But I did get to the border, so I was really excited about that. I reached the top. So if I work on here, I can start working here and like go down and stuff. I've got a new point of reference where I can go and where I can start. So I was excited about that. Now I'm looking at this. And this border looks brown to me. Does that look brown to you? Why is mine blue? There's a strip of blue in there. I don't know if everybody else's is blue. Maybe I need to get on Instagram and look at it. Or if I had a better reference picture. Maybe there is blue in there. But anyways, that's where we at. Going crazy per usual. But I mean, that's a bit of work. It does right now look like a little bit of hodgepodge. Like, nothing's really like cohesive right now. Like, if I finish the building, then maybe. If I finish the words, then maybe. But right now it's just like, there's a bell, there's a flag, there's some words over there, there's a border over there, there's a building. So maybe I'll just work on the border. And maybe it'll give a like cohesive feeling to the piece. Yeah, I'm not getting 2,000 stitches tomorrow. I'm not going to get caught up. Maybe if like, if I can finish some of these whips, finish Creation, finish Wendy's, finish the Bedtime stitch, finish the work whip, like I can give some importance to this one. Because this is a beast. This is a beast. It's the biggest one I've ever worked on. Not that I've done a ton of cross stitching, but okay. Final one, Wendy's Wedding Whip. Ugh. Which is actually called Wedding Sampler by Historical Sampler Company. It was a kit. This is what it's going to look like. This is what it looked like the last time you saw it. Last time we were at 16,316 stitches out of 19,739. We were at 86.74% done. This time we're at 17,567 stitches. We're at 89% done. We are almost within that 10%. We are within that 10%. So this one is so close to being done. So close. I tried to really push last Sunday because of how close I am. Oh, man, it looks good. Like, the closer it gets to being finished, the more I'm just like, yes, let's get it done. Okay. So I worked on the border. That's the goal. Finish the border. That was the goal I've been working on. Finish the border. So last video we had finished the top. And so for the past 2 weeks I've been working on the border. I did the green like leaves here, this part here, the green and the stems. Worked on that, and then I worked on some flowers. Yeah, the last time you saw it, there were no flowers on the bottom. Yeah, this flower, this flower, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, all of those weren't done. And then, yeah, so I'll bring it in again. So I just have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 flowers left to finish. That is impressive. That is impressive. I'm so close. I am so close to being done. Just 5 flowers left to do. And if you're wondering where that 5th flower is, it's up here. I haven't finished this one. So, I might have it done for their anniversary. If I could, I don't think I can get this done in the next 2 weeks. I don't think this will be finished by the next video unless I dedicate more time to it, because I have 5 flowers left to finish, but I also have a peacock to do, a bowl of fruit, a plant here, and then Oh, there are hearts that go here. Hearts that go here. But I was thinking instead of doing the hearts, I do her kids' initials. Oh yeah, and then also my initials and the date. So there we go. So close. We are so close on this one. Just push, 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 push through. We can do it. You're so close. We're so close. Okay. I forgot to put my card away. All right. Is that all I have for you tonight? I think so. Okay. Plans coming up is to work on the designated whip for their designated day. There's my calendar. So the kind of goal for finishing this or working on this consecutively and really working on it was to start a new start, but I did that today because I was bored, so I think I need to come up with a new prize reward for doing that. Maybe I do another new start. Maybe. We'll see. Okay. Oh, no. Okay, I have one more thing to tell you. Okay? So, I was at work, and this woman came in, and she saw me working on the work stitch, and she's like, oh my gosh, what are you working on? Let me see. So I show her, and she's like, oh my goodness, that's so gorgeous. And I'm helping her with copies, and it's cross-stitch patterns, and I'm like, do you cross-stitch? And she's like, yeah, I do, but not anything like you do. I was like, oh, you know, that's nothing special at all. And so I was like, okay, Haley, be brave. Ask her if she's part of a cross-stitching group. So I was like, okay, be brave. And I was like, hey, do you know if there's like any cross-stitching groups in Brigham City? And she's like, oh, no, but you should start one. She was so excited. And she was like, okay, you go to the paper and you tell them what you want to do, and they'll do an article about you, and they'll take some pictures of your cross stitches, and I'll look out for you, and it'll be so awesome. I was like, okay, well, that's super exciting. So I wasn't going to go to the paper, but I had my sister post on the classifieds, the Brigham City classifieds, you know, hey, does anybody know if there's a cross-stitching group? If not, would anybody be interested in joining one? And there was a little bit of interest, and everybody was like, no, I don't know of any cross-stitching groups. And I was like, okay, well, maybe I need to start one. So then I like make up like this flyer that I can post at work and like maybe around town somewhere at some shops and stuff. And the day that I set it out, somebody from the quilt shop across the street came in, and I was like, hey, I wanted to talk to you because they have like this workspace area. And I go, hey, I wanted to talk to you. I want to start a cross-stitching group. She's like, oh my gosh, somebody at the shop wants to start one. They're going to start one on Friday nights, and we're totally going to include you now. I was like, oh, okay, cool. But I'm like, they weren't doing any advertising. How are people supposed to know or join if you're not doing any advertising? I was kind of like disappointed because I was like, is this going to be like an exclusive club type thing where we're not going to just like let anybody come and join? So I was really worried about that. But then the other day somebody posted on the classified that they will be selling some cross-stitch supplies at the farmer's market tomorrow from 3 to 7, and that they're planning a get-together too if there's interest. And I was like, yes, yes. So after work, I'm going to go to the farmer's market. I'm going to find this person. I'm going to be like, hey, what's your group all about? What's going on there? Because I would like to talk to cross-stitch people in person. I really enjoyed Stitch West. I really enjoyed being with other stitchers, seeing what they were working on, their tips and tricks and their knowledge and, you know, how they do things. And So I think it would be good. I'm not very social, but I think it would be good. Okay, so that's my little story. Yeah. Okay, I'm done now. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. I know this was so much longer than any of my other videos, so thanks for watching to the end if you made it. I really appreciate you being here and for giving me any positive comments, any ideas. I really do appreciate it. Okay, have a great night or day or whatever time you're watching this, and I will see you later. Bye.